Hey everyone, I recently had the opportunity to interview Alexandra Breckenridge, and we chatted all about Virgin River Season 4. This interview is a bit different than my others that I'm used to doing, as it was via phone call. I hope you like what I put together and you enjoy this interview.
Hi, I'm Kami. I'm from themamadiaries.com. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm good. So I saw you were born in Connecticut. I'm coming to you from Rhode Island.
Oh, I love Rhode Island.
Yeah.
I haven't been there in a long time, but my grandmother used to live there.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. So I have seen the entire fourth season. So it is phenomenal. Of course, when I reviewed season 3 last season, I ended my review with, it leaves you right where you started wanting more. And I think it's safe to say the same thing can be said about the fourth season.
Great.
Yes, totally.
I never, honestly, I'm like too close to it. I never know. I'm like, are people going to like this? I have no idea. I just can't even. I don't know.
It's so great. So starting you've been this is the fourth season, but what initially made you want to be part of Virgin River?
Honestly, I have 2 children and I did not have a job.
Okay.
So, I was approached with script, and I was like 3 months from being completely broke, and had 2 children. My daughter was maybe 8 months old, and my son is 15 months older than her. And I really just needed a job. That's the truth. I just needed a job, and I told my friend, I said, well, they're offering me this part, and she said, well, that's a really popular book series. I said, oh, great, wonderful. Because of the Netflix model at this time, it was like only a season or 2 maybe of a show you'd see on Netflix, and then it would get canceled. So I wasn't expecting it to go a long time. Also, I've been doing this since I was 15, and I know I've been on shows that have been canceled before. So I just was like, okay, well, I'll go do this for 10 episodes, and hopefully it'll continue. But if not, then we'll just have to figure it out. And here I am, starting season 5.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Have you started filming for it yet? Are you able to say that? I know it got pushed.
We start next week. Yeah. No, we start next week. I think they're gonna announce when production starts now, because we never used to do that. They used to be like, oh, hush, hush, don't tell anybody you're filming it.
Right.
And I was like, why? Who cares? It doesn't matter. Everybody would be so excited if they knew.
Right.
Oh, great. We have more to look forward to. So they've changed that in Netflix, which is good.
So season 4 is 12 episodes, which is awesome because the others have 10. And so you guys were able to get a little bit more in this season. That was so great. Yes, I love that. I want to talk to you about, what'd you say?
Oh, no, I was just laughing.
Oh. So I want to talk about Mel and Jack.
Some of these, because it's like you're one person's talk, but it gets like you're the lag.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's So about Mel and Jack, I feel like they've been through so much in such a short period of time, and that, I wish they could just catch a break, just for a little bit. Right. So what can you tell us about their relationship in season 4?
Well, I think they're both so happy to start a family together. They are so very in love, but I think Mel really wants to know who the father is, and Jack is
Yeah, I know.
He's a little bit, what's the right word?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think he's a little scared to find out.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And I would be too if I were him.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But for Mel, it's like she just needs to know. She just needs to know so she can put it behind her, whatever the result is. You know, she knows that if it's marked, she's going to be disappointed because she's starting a life with Jack. She wants it to be Jack.
Right.
You know, it's not that she doesn't want to keep the memory of her husband alive. It's that she wants to put the past behind her and start something new with the man she's in love with. And so, she's hoping for that. And I think it's hard for her to understand why he doesn't want to know in such a speedy way that she wants to know. She's like,
right.
I'm ready. Give me the test. Let's go.
Yes.
Like, oh, well, maybe not. Like, but why? Why would you not want to know? I don't understand. Why would we feel this way?
Yeah, I totally I understand where she's coming from. Yeah. I'd want to know.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I personally, as myself, I have absolutely no patience. So it would be extremely hard for me I had to know, what I was having with both pregnancies.
Oh, me too. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you can make a test at 9 weeks. Great. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me.
I know.
Yeah.
So crazy. So, you've been working alongside Martin Henderson for 4 seasons, and the two of you have incredible chemistry. How is it working with him?
He's a joy to work with. I think we sort of fell into stuff with each other pretty immediately. I was concerned about that, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure because we never had a chemistry read. So I knew that the relationship was going to be make or break if we as actors could, have that connection, which you never know.
Right.
And you can kind of manifest it. You can kind of create it to an extent as an actor, but I think it's so lovely when you're able to have that connection with somebody immediately and not have to artificially generate it. Like it just came naturally to us, and so it's been he's such a joy to work with. He's so emotionally present, and he has such a wonderful emotional intelligence, which is refreshing. Especially, for men, women tend to have a really wonderful emotional intelligence, but not so often will you talk to a man in a way that they sort of understand that rainbow of emotionality, and he really kind of gets it, and it's just so lovely and refreshing.
That's so nice
to work with. Yeah,
that's really great. So obviously, I love Mel and Jack's relationship, but one of my favorite relationships is that between her and Doc, and kind of how they have, more like a father-daughter relationship now. So can you just talk about quickly, like how that evolved, the relationship between them?
Gosh, I gotta think back.
Yeah.
I gotta think back. It's been a year. I mean, it started out very combative between the two of them, and it was mostly from Doc and mostly from him being set in his ways and not wanting to add anyone to his clinic. That's his life's work. So from an outside perspective, I understand that. I'm trying to remember the point in which he softened.
Yeah, season 3 was definitely,
It was like season 2, though.
Yeah, definitely even season, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Season 1, I enjoy sparring with Tim Matheson. I was like, seriously, it was very fun. I thought that we sort of,
yeah.
Our energy coming at each other is very big. Like,
mm-hmm.
we can really hold our own with each other, and I thought that was really fun for the characters to just both be very strong and stubborn in their ways and what they were trying to say to each other. In season 1, they were, they had that, their not their first altercation, but it was certainly one of the first, when they found the baby at the doorstep, and she wanted to call social services.
Oh,
he
yes.
was very adamantly, no, we're not calling social services, we're handling this as a town. And she was like, that's actually just not correct.
Right.
And he was very old school about it, and she was just like, this is not the way that we handle things in the modern world. And I'm so sorry, you old fart, but no.
Yes, I know, yeah.
They came at each other, but I think that's why he softened to her and why she softened to him, is because they respect each other, and they're able, they have found this, like, you know, father-daughter relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You know, both of her parents passed, and he, up until recently, didn't have any children, and so
right.
Yeah, so I love that relationship, and I hope to see more of that in the future. But, you know, I don't think that Mel is planning to be at the clinic anymore. I think she's worried about having a high-risk pregnancy, and she's worried about Doc and his eyesight, and so she, you know, she's trying to step away. So we'll see how that goes.
Right.
And we have time for one more question?
I don't know. Well, maybe? Okay, I can do one more question. Okay, let's see. So, I would assume that you bring a little bit of yourself into each role you play. So how were you able to relate to Mel? Where are you in Mel?
Well, when I first read, I read the first 2 scripts, and obviously she has an abundance of loss, and I've experienced an abundance of loss as well, and just, even though it takes you down for a time, you find your way back up.
Mm-hmm.
And so that strength in Mel, I relate to. And so when I got the script, when I took the job, I thought, well, this is a woman I relate to. Like, these are circumstances that I relate to, and I understand the hurt and the pain, and I understand how you get back up again.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So those are the things that Mel and I share in a big way, and you know, just female strength.
Yes.
I don't know how else to put it. That strength that you find in being female, which is increasingly more difficult.
I know.
Day and age.
It really is. It's going backwards. I don't understand.
I don't. Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's very hard. I think it's hard for a lot of women, but yet not. You know, a lot of women, that's a sticky topic.
I know. I could talk all day about this.
Yeah, right. Let's just,
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, I think a lot of people are able to relate to her character, which is definitely great.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think that it seems to be, that's what I get. I've had a lot of people approach me about, I've lost my husband, I've lost my child,
Yeah.
it's a lot of women relating to Mel's circumstances, and me naturally being a person that relates to her circumstances. I mean, I didn't personally have a still birth. I'm just gonna say that. But
Okay.
I've
Yeah.
had, I've had medical situations in which,
Yep.
almost lost a child, and so I understand in like this depth, in this way that you can only understand that pain. Have you experienced something?
Yep. I know. Yeah. I
I
totally understand. Unfortunately, I understand, but yeah. So, yeah. But thank you so much for talking with me. It was fun.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I really appreciate it. So I'm excited for season 5.
No, I know. I can't wait. I
Yeah.
can't wait to find out more.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed my coverage of this Virgin River interview with Alexandra Breckenridge. Special thanks to my friends at Netflix for coordinating this interview, and of course to Alex for taking the time out of her schedule to talk with me.